Good evening and welcome to the May 15th, 2019 regularly scheduled East Long Meadow Board of Library Trustees meeting. It is now 6:02, 6:03 p.m. and I'm calling the meeting to order. This meeting is being both audio and video taped for future broadcasts on LCAT, and we'll start doing our roll call. And if Melanie, if you wouldn't mind.
Melanie Manheim.
Layla Johnston.
Michael Gray.
Diane Tiago.
Cindy McNaught.
And our guest.
Peter Samuel Van Buren.
What I'd like to do, if there's no problems with it, what I'd like to do is kind of switch so our guest doesn't have to go through
absolutely.
our business part of it, and then we'll go back to the minutes of approving April 17th meeting minutes. So
from 3 to.
Yep. So I'm going to move our guest opportunity to address the board. And Melanie was the one that the trustee who did the actual presentation at the high school, and I thought maybe Melanie might like to do the introductions.
Okay. Well, the high school had their Student Achievement Award night on May 2nd at 7 p.m. Layla and I were both present. We presented the award to, of course, Samuel Van Buren. So basically it was the East Long Meadow Public Library Trustee Book Award. And since Peter was always at the library helping out, volunteering, he started off helping his dad with the chess program, the children's chess, and I know that you were always there to set up the program and take the chess program down and help the kids out. So that was always helpful, and it was nice to have you be the recipient of that award, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So it was good. It was, I have some of the paperwork. You want to pass that down to Michael. He can take a look at what was presented. So basically it was 97 different types of awards, and it was a total of 207, I counted, recipients. Some kids, of course, high school students, they received a couple more, not only one award, some received 2 or 3. So it was a nice evening. It was done in a little bit less than 2 hours, I think it was, I counted. And, but it was good. It was a packed house, and it was very well presented.
Great.
So it was good. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I just ask what your future plans could be?
Well, I plan to go to college for immunology and virology. I plan to at least get a master's, maybe a PhD. That's still uneasy whether or not I actually want to go down that path.
Sure.
But then I plan to do research into vaccines and other such immunology topics.
Wow. Great. Can I just say what a big help you have been to me personally, and how much I look forward to you being there. You're still probably a really nice kid. I know you're in high school, but you were such a nice fella. And I'm really happy you won the award.
Thank you.
And good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Yes, good luck.
Didn't you also win a different award?
I was going to ask.
Yes,
Did you really?
I was wondering if you received more than one.
You won
Okay, different one. Yes. Tell us.
Aside from the library award, I got the Elms College Book Award, which was a book. Not entirely sure who nominated me for that award, but I'm thankful that I got it. And I also got the Silver Maxima Cum Laude Award for achievement on the National Latin exam.
Wow, so you do Latin.
Latin.
I'm very interested in Latin.
Good for you. it's.
And please extend my best wishes to your dad
Yes.
and family.
Yep. Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I wished. I mean, I'm very happy you're here. I had hoped to see your dad too, because I worked in the high school as well, and so forth. And
I tried to convince him to stay, but
he's shy.
he wanted to go home.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you stayed.
Thank you.
And I'm
We understand wanting to go home.
so, anyway.
But all friends wanted to say hello.
Yes. and we wanted to meet who our recipient was. You have to understand, it stayed under wraps
Right.
the whole
You
time.
were a secret.
We had
We
no
didn't know
idea who was going to receive this award until almost the week before. So Mom was the word, and so
Even I didn't say anything.
so I'm just very happy for you, as well as always very pleased with the individuals who are nominated and then end up being our recipients. Yeah, they're usually very what I refer to as our quality, outstanding individuals in the community.
Thank you.
We like to
Thank you.
keep up the good work. You know, we'll be looking and listening to hear what comes your way in the future. So.
Thank you.
If there's nothing else, Sam, you're welcome to stay with us if you'd like, but you certainly are free to
The doors
exit
open.
the room and roam the library. It's up to you. We're going to go into some of our business session, and like I said, you're welcome to stay if you'd like, or so feel free.
Now, I'd just like to thank you all again for choosing me as the award recipient, because this library has meant so much to me, being in this community, and it's always where I seem to find myself after school. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're welcome.
I think I'll catch the rest of the meeting on LCAT.
Okay, all right.
Good man.
Well, thank you.
Good man.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Again, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to
I
meet you.
think I took over chess from his dad, right?
Yeah, she took chess. He took the chess
I
over
think you
from
did,
your
yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that Africa board game I gave him?
We did play it once, I think.
Okay,
Good answer. Good answer.
Thank you all.
All right.
I hope you have a nice meeting.
Thank you,
Thank
Sam.
you.
Bye.
Sweet. Yes, it's sweet.
Yeah. All right, going back to our usual meeting. We're going to start with the minutes of April 17th. I hope everybody had an opportunity to review them prior to tonight's meeting. If there's any suggestions, questions, any edits that you saw when you read it that you feel that should be brought to our attention, please say so.
I have a minor correction, and I think it's just a template issue. Call to order should say order, not odor.
Okay, yeah.
That's it. I think it's just the template that's used. Had it misspelled at one time, and it comes up from time to
Yeah,
time.
mine says odor too.
Yep.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Correction noted.
All right.
But that's it.
I'll
It's
change.
that typo, and yeah.
Call to odor.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes with the corrected spelling of odor to order in the call to order number 1 line.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, Michael seconds it. All right, now all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Didn't think so. Layla, if you wouldn't mind starting your reports.
Sure. So first of all, thank you to everybody who helped make the reception for Virginia Robbins a success. The reception was held on Wednesday, April 17th in the library community room with an estimated 25 people in attendance. And notice of the current vacancy on the Board of Library Trustees is posted on the community bulletin boards, on the library website, on the town website, and included in the library newsletter. The town manager's office sent a notice of the vacancy to the reminder. Building maintenance, a window on the second floor near the teen computers was replaced in April. And the next item, town manager Denise Menard is working to increase safety and security in all town buildings and offices. Ms. Menard and I are addressing the risks of allowing the general public access to staff work areas through the door adjoining town hall and the library. I included an article from American Libraries in your packets that notes the need for increased security measures in libraries of all sizes and types. In addition to the serious safety concerns with allowing the public in staff work areas, there is the matter of potentially compromised patron privacy. Our patron circulation records are confidential and protected under MGL Chapter 78. Allowing public access to the staff work area puts patron circulation records at risk. It would be relatively easy for a member of the public to look at patron records on any of the computer monitors while in staff work areas. In order to increase security for our library employees as well as members of the public, Ms. Menard and I plan to petition the planning board to amend the library's special permit that requires library staff to allow public access to the door between town hall and the library. Ms. Menard and I are working cooperatively with the planning and community development director, chiefs of police and fire, and the building commissioner to address the need to restrict the public from staff work areas. All are in agreement that access to the door adjoining town hall and the library needs to be restricted to allow for better control of the building. The building commissioner reviewed the special permit requirements regarding the vestibule door, as well as the plans for the building, and notes that we have sufficient exits that meet requirements for egress doors in case of emergency without including the vestibule door in that count. The plans for the building show the door between town hall and the library allows access to a workspace and a storage area, which the public should not have access to. Because the staff workspace was not designed to allow free flow of traffic, such as a hallway or a corridor would be designed, the continued use of the vestibule door as a public access point does not meet Massachusetts Building Code or Americans with Disabilities Act requirements. I will keep the Board of Library Trustees informed of the status of the petition to amend the special permit at our Board of Library Trustees meetings. I will add the vestibule door policy to upcoming meeting agendas for library trustee review, revision, or discontinuation. And just a final note, we received the second half of our State Aid to Public Libraries Award, and you will note the updated information on this month's financial report. And then the other document with that is this article from American Libraries. And just last year, February of 2018, a library patron in Winchester, Mass. Was assaulted and killed.
Yeah.
It's not limited to urban libraries. This is not anything that is cause for alarm in East Longmeadow. This is simply our current day and age. We just have to have more restrictive building control measures.
Near Naples, Florida, in a library.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
So,
Well, you figure nowadays, you see what's
Look at the
happening in schools and churches
Exactly.
and so forth.
And
So
it's
every step
it's
for
only prudent to take some steps
absolutely,
in that
absolutely.
direction.
I just wanted to add, if you don't, as far as notification for the need of another trustee, I also
yes.
put, it's also on the Friends website as well.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so, trying to get the word out there. And I just was kind of curious, Layla, what was the window on the second floor, did it crack or something? Or
what happened
was
No,
it,
the soffit had rotted away,
Oh,
but it was in danger of falling out of the
sure,
building.
sure. I just was wondering if something,
I thought maybe the seal went.
No, it was
Yeah.
just general maintenance.
yeah, okay, all right. But,
Are the other ones in danger of that too?
No.
no, that's wild. Anyway, and then, of course, with regards to the vestibule door, I
Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
Whatever you can do to make this building safe.
And absolutely,
Fine by me.
and at the time, I think that the policy,
Yeah.
there was a policy made about it. I don't know if the policy's even the right thing to call it. Do you know
It is
what
a policy. It's on our website.
I know,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just saying, once, it's closed off to the public, which I'm assuming that's what's gonna happen, because that's the way, it seems
Should
like
be.
the proper thing to do. It seems more like, not so much as a policy, but that's kind of like between the town hall and it's
Right.
more of a procedural
It's-
type of thing between the library and the employees of the town hall.
That would be for Denise. to
Yeah.
It's sort
Yeah.
of like a building code thing.
Yeah, so anyway, so I think we're all,
And yet the CW Mars deliveries can still go through there because
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
public.
Again, that would be something that Ms. Menard would look at as being responsible for building management
Okay.
now.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right now, our priority is just,
The public.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, this I think this article is very interesting. It was, kind of eye opener.
Sure.
Well, we had that problem too, because people people would have kids come here after school when they were still at work, and kind of like a latchkey situation without the key. It would just be to the library.
Yeah.
And we had to keep saying, you know, we are not, it's not our responsibility to watch every kid that's here and make sure that they're not being bullied or safe or whatever. So, you know, you do that at your own risk kind of thing.
It is a safety issue.
Yeah.
I agree.
Definitely.
Because we can't watch every child, you know, exclusively. We're doing our other work. So,
That's right.
So yes, we're in the process of putting together all of that paperwork now,
Yep.
and I'll inform everybody at the meetings.
Great.
Thank you.
Great.
well, I'll make a motion to accept the director's report.
I'll second it.
Okay. And we're all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Doesn't. Okay. And did everybody have an opportunity just to take a quick glance at the financial part of it, of her report?
Yep.
Yeah. So let me just.
In pretty good shape.
Oh, excellent. With 1 month left of the fiscal year.
Right.
Very, you know, very efficient. Very efficient.
Right, you should be.
Excellent. So, okay. I'm going to kind of steer off just a tad and just ask Layla if she could give us a little bit of, you know, the town budget process, because it's kind of new. We never really kind of talked about how it's done since it's a new process. So I just was wondering if you wouldn't mind kind of filling us in on how it.
What would you like to know?
Okay, so so one of my questions is that first of all, is it completed? Is it finalized?
No, it's still in the draft stages. Town council has all of their meetings posted on LCAT.
Right.
And all of these budget discussions are all publicly available. Everyone can view them. It's still in the draft stage. The town manager submitted her draft
Okay.
at the end of April. That was her deadline.
Okay.
The month of May is the month for public comment and for town council to review.
Yeah.
There is a deadline of June 1st for the town budget.
Okay.
And again, there are video after video of both the town council reviewing budget requests. The process starts in October, so that's why I need to know specifically what you're looking for.
That's kind of
yeah. And
You mean
again,
in which timeline?
yeah.
Fragment.
Which part do you need to know?
yeah.
So if you have questions about what's currently going on right now, the town manager is more than happy to help. I don't have any information other than what's been made public
Sure.
at town council.
Sure.
And it's the financial oversight committee was appointed by town council, and they're also reviewing requests and other information that they have.
Now, did you have to submit a budget to them
Yes.
back in October? Okay.
Well,
Back in October.
October was capital.
Yeah,
My budget was due in January for operating.
okay.
Oh.
So they have that.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's, again, this is all the town manager's budget.
Yes,
Sure,
I get
sure.
it. I get it,
Yeah.
which is a change.
Okay. Can I'd like to know also, I know that in the past, sometimes they would tell the department heads, like, they're, try to keep your budgets at a certain percentage increase, no more than, was that something that was?
All department heads were instructed, and again, the draft budget is on the town manager webpage. So
Yep.
you have all this information
Okay.
right there for
So
you to
we'll
look
know where
at.
to go to look.
Yep.
Yep.
All department heads were instructed to deliver a 0% increase aside from contractual obligations.
Right,
Contractual obligations are any union contracts.
right,
And that was the direction that we had.
okay. So that's,
No increase.
Aside from contractual obligations.
Right.
right,
So,
that's challenging. Well, I'm thinking, well, I guess that doesn't really come until, I was thinking of utilities, so that really doesn't come under our,
town
the
treasurer
library's operating expenses, right? It becomes under a whole different category. Yeah, okay, all right.
So if your expenses go up, you just have to take it from somewhere else to pay
Correct.
it.
Don't buy food.
Yeah.
Or water.
Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to ask you. So as you see what was prepared, like by you with the town manager, what happens is no major impact at all, nothing to be concerned about as far as meeting the requirements of the MBLC.
My request meets our MAR, and I don't have any other information at this time.
Okay. That's kind of items I wanted to know. All right. Any legislative news from anywhere?
All I know right now is that the Center for the Book was not included in the governor's recommended budget. Again, this happens pretty much almost every year.
It does.
They are they being the Center for the Book as well as the MBLC are requesting anyone who is interested to please contact their area legislators to express support.
Okay. And if you wouldn't mind, only because I think it's just good information, or just tell us a little bit about the summer reading plans, because
So
I'm kind of out of the loop because I don't have a child that age anymore.
I don't want to commit to things that staff are still preparing and finalizing.
No.
The theme for this year is a universe of stories. And the actual program starts on June 17th. Registration will be open then. You can register online.
Oh, okay.
And the large kickoff will be June 20th. It's a Thursday at 5:30 here at the library. We'll have it outside again like we did last year.
That worked out really well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice.
So June 17th, the start.
Start, and then June 20th is
the
the
kickoff.
kickoff event at 5:30.
Gotcha.
Great.
Yes, I'm sure that will be a
Hopefully
great
we'll have
event. Yeah.
Good
Yes.
weather.
Yeah, last year we had around 350 people.
Please shut off the
Wow.
waterworks, right? You know, it's time.
We all have enough of the
It's been a lot of
rain.
rain.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions or anything
No,
else you
We
could think of?
We can go to that
No,
website and see that
no, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
page.
And it's universe of stories.
A universe of stories. So we have lots of space themed
Oh, yeah,
activities.
you can do a lot with that.
Telescope themed activities.
You can
perhaps.
definitely borrow the telescope for any backyard.
There you go, Melanie.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, I see a telescope in your future.
All right, so moving on to new business, we'll address the reorganization of the board. So what we, the three positions that we usually look at is the chair, vice chair, and the secretary. You know, as far as that's concerned, you can nominate, you can jump in and say, I can't wait to do, you know, and so forth.
I can't wait to do that.
Yeah. And so forth. David did let me know that, you know, if no one's interested in the vice chair, he would be willing to continue on as vice chair. But
And I can do the same as secretary.
you're, and
Look at
she's,
that. Nobody
and so
wants.
forth.
Great.
All right.
Okay, Cindy.
Great.
Looks good to me.
All right, and so
Can I nominate Diane to continue as president?
sure you could you
I would
Can
like
you
to.
accept?
I would like to do that. Through the chair, I'd like to nominate the chair. Continue on in the president role.
Okay. Is there any other names for nomination for anything? Okay,
I feel like I need another year
okay.
before I think I could take the vice chair or the secretary job if they were open at this point, but I don't think I'm ready to be the boss.
Yeah, not ready to be the boss?
Yeah.
Did you want to, are you saying you'd like to be the vice chair?
I'm just saying that I think,
He would rather
I
wait
could-
another
You
year.
want to wait another year?
I think that would be
Is that what I'm hearing?
wise. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure what the vice chair does, but
Supports the chair.
That's
I
right.
understand. Okay, fine. I'm sure I could do that.
Okay, I know you could.
Thanks.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being vice chair either.
Yeah, well, all I'm saying, David just said.
So,
if
and
nobody-
David's fine, so leave it as.
Leave it as is? Okay, and so I guess, would say in favor of leaving the slate of, I guess, officers as is. All those who are in
Say
favor of that?
Aye.
I second it.
Yeah,
Oh, second.
okay.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed?
No.
Okay, so we'll,
That was easy.
that was easy peasy. All right. Okay. Okay. Moving on. We'll go to the bylaws. Under old business. Okay. So, Layla, was there something that you wanted to discuss on the bylaws, or?
Just that it had come up in our discussion at a different time that we were looking at the bylaws. Most boards, including the executive committee that I'm on for CW Mars, have term limits because they want to make sure that fresh ideas are rotated in and et cetera. Just as an example for just my current board that I'm working on, we're limited to 2 consecutive terms.
Yeah.
Which means you then have to stay off for at least 1 term, but then you can always come back.
Right, okay.
A lot of boards also require a rotation of officers. Because again, they want fresh ideas and fresh, every year.
Every year.
Every year. But that's also just something that to keep in mind, to discuss as you're looking at the bylaws and going forward.
Is that a recommendation?
From the MBLC, yeah.
Right.
Yep. If I may jump in, I'll just pass this around. This is right out of the trustees handbook, okay?
I didn't have time.
And that's fine, but I thought that what I would do is make copies for everybody as to the page and what it does have to say about,
I did look at it.
some boards do include term limits. And the other item was attendance at meetings. And what happens is some include in their bylaws, for example, if a trustee fails to attend 3 consecutive meetings without excuse accepted as satisfactory by the trustees, that particular trustee will be deemed to have resigned, is the language like in this example. So that you're not, so that the board isn't, the board itself isn't like put in a position where it's like you have to start making phone calls or sending letters and so forth. Let's see. Okay, here you go. There. And if you pass this down, here's the bylaws that it probably would relate to.
I have a bylaw.
Oh, okay. Here for you too. So then what I'll do is I will send this off to David and suggest that he take a look at it. But I think it's just something to think about, and we can put it on as an agenda item for another meeting, and so we can decide what do you want to do, so. Anyways, so that was for a couple of items for the bylaws. We also had to discuss a couple of months ago about, do we want to continue the monthly meetings? Did you, or in some cases, I have contacted other libraries. Some of the other libraries, they'll take a month in the summer,
Yeah, I
because
would agree with
sometimes
that.
that's a hard time because people are going on
Vacationing,
vacations
yeah.
and so forth. So it's you can put in the language meeting, you know, if you want to continue doing monthly, except for the month
Month
of, if you want to say a specific month,
Right.
or, you know, or at the time prior to the summer, you know, or a meeting before, if you want to
With
just
the understanding it will probably be, instead of a 12-month thing, an 11-month thing.
11 month with 1 month, you know. So
Right.
some you know, something to think about. I'm not saying that's
What would probably happen is if you scheduled a meeting in July, it could very possibly not meet a quorum.
yeah.
So
So
you know, so it may be better to have it 12 months and then just see if a quorum can't be made.
okay.
I think those are the two possibilities.
I like
Yeah.
that idea.
Yeah, I kind of like that too.
At least that gives you the option of and
Right.
having it marked on the calendar,
Right.
just in case if something comes up, then
Yeah,
you know, and you don't make that quorum, then you have that next month to follow through
right.
I think it's
as that
better
safety.
to have it every month, and then,
I think so.
and then, I mean, sometimes when you don't have a quorum, I mean, let's just say you had 2 that didn't have a quorum, then you have the July that you have off every year, then you'd only meet
Yeah.
9 times. It
Exactly.
doesn't look real good. So I
We-
just feel like,
Our intent would be to have 12 meetings a year.
Yes.
And if
but
if
you know,
quorums,
like last
if a
year,
quorum
we
doesn't
had
allow,
a no quorum month in
Exactly.
December or November, wasn't it? There was 1 month that we
There
were.
were 3.
There
Yeah.
was
And
there was
there were
1
3,
month
exactly.
There was 1 month that the meeting fell the night prior to Thanksgiving, so the building
Right.
was closed.
Right.
Otherwise, a meeting would have probably taken place. So
Or
we
you-
didn't have a quorum early on in the spring, and then I had a death in the family, which caused an unexpected.
Non-quorum.
Yeah, so we had
And I
Or
won't
you
be
could
here in
have a
July
snow
because of
event.
my surgery.
Right.
Would cancel it.
But I think that there's a thing we should do. We should amend it somehow that in November it's not the 3rd Wednesday. If that is the day before Thanksgiving, we should just say it's the
Yeah.
2nd.
You could do that.
We can't do that.
Oh, you can't. Right.
The town manager stipulate, unless you change, I don't know, I would need to check with the town manager. Because having our meetings on the 3rd Wednesday of every month at 6 p.m. in the library conference room was something that she stipulated as
Yeah.
part of her.
That you wanted.
Remember how you
Yeah.
used to every month just
Yeah.
set your next meeting date? The public, it's too confusing for
She
them.
wants it.
She wants it to be
consistent.
consistent. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think
So I'd have to look into that and get back to
and
you
you know
to
what
see
I
if that's
think we
something we
could
could
do.
do.
Then
I think we can
we should ask Layla to do that
yeah.
for November, you know, because it's silly to have a rule that's, you know, it's a convenient rule for the town manager, but if the library needs the trustees to
Well,
meet, then
the
we should be
towns
able to
would
meet.
know too. The public would understand that
That-
every 3rd Wednesday is when they can check in on the library board.
I think the thing that made last year kind of unique was because it did fall, you know, that
Yeah,
way.
right.
However, I think that if we were to look, and
Can
I
we
did
look and
at
see?
the calendars for this year, it doesn't fall on that particular.
Oh, it's a different Wednesday.
It's a different Wednesday.
For November.
You know,
of
for the
2019.
November of
It wouldn't fall
2004.
on the 3rd. It might have fallen on the 4th.
You know, the Thanksgiving,
But you think
where
if the-
Thanksgiving falls, you
You
know.
think it doesn't move because Thanksgiving's always Thursday and the
Yes.
meeting's Wednesday.
Yeah.
But it's only the 3rd Wednesday.
So it does change depending on,
I didn't realize that.
it does, so.
Good
Okay.
catch.
You know, so we'll take a look at it again. I'll just double check to make sure, but I'm pretty sure
If it
that
doesn't-
this coming year, it's a non-issue.
Right, non-issue,
But it's
so
some,
never mind.
it's a something that you might wanna look at as time goes on. But I always make like a calendar type of thing, and I'll share it with you.
Sharing
Where
is good.
sharing is good. You know, where I circled in advance when the third
Wednesdays
Wednesdays
right.
are,
Okay.
and I'll share it with you.
And it keeps it consistent.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
I
people would like to know then this board meets this time, this board meets this time, and they'll know when to catch it on LCAT.
And
Yeah.
it's consistent for Kelly.
Right.
Oh yeah,
It can
Yeah.
be canceled due to weather too.
sometimes
It
yeah,
has been.
Yeah. it has. So that's something we can.
I mean, there's different reasons that it gets canceled, so
Yeah.
to reduce it, I think, is a great idea.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have a couple of questions. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Whether, building closed. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, let's see. Oh, moving right along. We have other business, which I have Melanie, Friends News.
Okay, well, Monday, June 3rd, coming up, the Friends of the Library, they're going to have a potluck dinner get together right before their last meeting. Their meeting will be here in the conference room on that evening from 7 to 8 p.m. And Laura Palmer has communicated that she will help out as much as she can with the Friends. They are still looking for a new president. If somebody would like to come on board, like all boards have that.
Yeah.
So she is looking for someone and keeping up with the Friends of the Library.
So as a reminder to all you viewers out there, we need a trustee on the library board here, and we
Friends
also,
director.
the Friends need a director.
A president.
President.
Will be
President.
President.
More director
Yeah.
than president. Always looking for help.
Always. I'm trying to
And
think.
that's about it I
I
have.
think.
Can I ask you just something?
Absolutely.
Which I should have done.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I moved along too fast.
Well,
Go ahead.
yeah, I just wondered, it said in the bylaws, it says the officer of the board shall be a chairperson, a vice chairperson, and a secretary, and the library director shall act as recording secretary, and the town treasurer shall act as treasurer. Does that happen, or is that just,
Meaning that I file your minutes and your agendas, sure.
that's what I mean, that's
Yeah.
what they mean by the recording
Yeah.
secretary?
Yes.
Okay, and I didn't know about the treasurer, is that just the financial report, pretty much?
This board doesn't have
We don't have a
treasurer.
treasurer.
That's
So it
right.
would be the town
That's what it
accountant.
said.
Yeah.
That's what that would be then. Okay. Just to
Mhm.
clarify for me. Thank you. Now we can move right along.
Okay. All right. Is that language confusing to the point where it should be possibly
Maybe y'all should revise it then.
for
Well,
clarification?
is it just confusing to me? I mean, I did have another birthday.
I don't know how to answer that. I don't know.
No, I mean,
It's not to you because you already know it.
I mean, just because it's been there doesn't mean that
It has to stay there.
it has to stay there. So, I mean, it's not like we have a treasurer. I think that when, and I'm just throwing this out there, perhaps when the trustees were the, what do I want to say? Was like not under the umbrella of the town manager
right.
when we had our different form of government.
Right. Then it
we
would
were-
be more apropos.
Yeah. Whereas were a little bit more involved with the budget and so forth. And now that we're
And they're a
not.
different form of government that might be able to get eliminated in the language.
Yeah. Oh, I mean the town.
But if we eliminate recording secretary, she might not file the minutes.
Right, you have to watch the wording. Thank you, Michael.
But I mean, the town treasurer has always taken care of like whenever
Sure.
bills and so forth, or.
But you might want to update the language to say town accountant, because that's the town accountant.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
There's really not a
Right.
town treasurer.
That's
No.
what I was thinking.
There's no, and I
Okay.
didn't know that you were a recording secretary. But
Yep.
that's another hat.
Yep. I kind of like that. I'm glad you
Okay.
brought it up.
Okay, I know it was after the fact, and I'm sorry.
No.
But you were doing a very nice agenda.
No. It's all right. I think that's great. I like them when people have questions.
Okay.
Right. So that took care of the library friends news. I will add to that. They are looking into possibly adding on some additional museums passes. So
Okay.
at the point in time, I think there's something like 15 suggestions as far as possible passes.
Okay.
So until we
Different
know
places,
exactly how much the passes would cost, what the passes would offer, in other words, whether it be a
What kind of a
half
deal,
price
right.
admission
Admission.
or
$10 off a person.
and so
or-
forth.
Right.
So that's just
Or up to 2 people, up to 4 people,
Yeah.
10 for
so
free.
we're looking at that too for the as far as
And
the
the
friends.
Springfield Museum still are not offering.
No,
It's getting almost as expensive to go to the museum as to a ball game.
Yeah.
So I know with a family of 5, it's really cost prohibitive almost, unless they have grandparents.
but so again, they've had another successful year, I can say, as far as their fundraisers are concerned. They've been very supportive, of course, to all the programs
They
and so
are.
forth.
What a great organization.
Yeah. So and
Anybody would be a big help to the Friends, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
do so much good.
Yeah, they're able to, in the past, whenever there's been like a request for funding for a program, what happens is what the Friends have done to make life easier for those, I'll refer to them as like department heads and so forth, such as the children's or the adults in the teen section.
Yeah.
They are given appropriated or set aside monies in advance. So in other words, if they see a program and they want to get that program, they don't have to go like
Back to the Friends.
yes, yes.
You've eliminated a lot of the time-consuming, and sometimes if you don't, the iron doesn't strike, you don't get it
Right.
soon enough. And so it eliminates a lot of that time lag. So you can say, well, I have this much, I can budget for this and this
Right.
and this.
Right.
And then get it set up. And the sooner you get it set up, the sooner you can get publicity together and market the program.
Right.
So I think that's a big help.
Well, I really have to commend the Friends on that
I do
one.
too. I
You
do
know,
too.
it's like
Having been there, having to do the running around, I think it's wonderful.
so. Yeah. And was there anything else? The Friends that I was trying to think of. Oh, I wanted to say to Layla, I was really happy to see that staff were able to take advantage of the funds that the Friends had set aside for continuing education.
Yep,
Can
we
you
have-
tell us a little bit about?
Yeah, we have 4 staff persons that are going to attend Massachusetts Library Association in Framingham. They're going to rotate. Some of them are going to go on Monday, some are going to go on Tuesday. They're very excited. All of them, this will be the first conference that they're able to
Awesome.
attend. So it'll be an opportunity for them to connect with other librarians and The exhibits hall will have all kinds of different library products that they can look at and test out, and workshops they can attend so that they can make sure that they're up to date with their skills and programs and things. So
Yeah, and it allows the staff to see the more global picture
correct.
and to say, ooh, maybe this would work here,
Right.
or maybe that would work here.
Yep, exactly.
And to get the juices flowing,
Mhm.
you know.
That's correct.
And I think it's also a great morale booster.
Yes.
So,
Yes, because we had 4 that wanted to go. The library is helping with the cost. Ordinarily, the Friends would cover the cost of both conference registration and mileage. But because we had so many, I wanted to make sure people could attend that wanted to. The library is going to cover the cost of mileage, which isn't going to be cheap because it's in Framingham.
Right.
And then the Friends are paying the conference registration.
okay, great.
I'm glad that they're
That's a
taking.
good cooperative event.
I wanted to make sure as many could go that were interested.
I applaud that. That's awesome.
And, you know, once again, the Friends will have funds set aside for the next fiscal year
Yep.
for
And
continuing
this is how much you
education.
can
So,
do.
you know, keep it going, you know, keep it flowing, and keep the staff.
Can I just ask for
Sure.
our listening audience?
Yeah.
Is the potluck June 3rd dinner just for the executive board, or is that for any friend?
Any
Friends are
friend.
welcome.
You're
Especially the good cooks.
Yes, any friend certainly is welcome. It's open. The only thing I will say that what I know is that if somebody wants to participate, to contact. Her name is Tony Raskowski.
Oh yeah, Tony R.
Yeah, Tony R. Or you certainly can contact anybody that you know that's on the board, and we'll get the information over to Tony, who is chairing it.
It will probably be on the website, or not, the Friends website, or not.
Well, you know, maybe I might know the webmaster there who might be able to put that down.
That Friends website could be a valuable tool.
No, we're trying to make it, you know,
Yeah. User-friendly.
a lot of information. So let me just put that down so that we can get it on the website.
Okay.
Okay. Although the meeting is mentioned on the website, it does say our next meeting, but it doesn't mention the potluck. So
Right.
so I'll just recommend and
Okay.
take care of that and who to contact there. Under trustees updates, if we're all set with the other thing, I just wanted to. There's a couple of things, but one of them is there's going to be a trustee orientation in Lennox, and it's tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Golf
just
day.
picked up on it. I mean, they have them throughout the.
No, Mondays.
It's to help like new trustees and meet other new trustees, and even I've gone more than once myself because it's almost like a refresher course for me as well, and you get to meet some of the people that are on the MBLC and so forth.
Know who you're communicating with.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I wanted to know, and Layla, I thought you probably have the answer to this. How does a library become the host library in order to have a trustee orientation type of thing in their home?
You would contact Maura at the MBLC and let her know that you are interested in, I think her last name is Dee Dee.
Yeah, I think it is.
You would let her know that you are interested in hosting an upcoming trustee workshop or event.
Okay.
But we would have to let you know as well.
But when you said you,
So
what
you wouldn't contact more, we would.
Meaning, I guess I don't understand what you're asking for.
Okay. Well, what let's say they've got, I'm just saying, let's say this year they've got all the trustee orientation type of things all set. But what happens is they're in locations that aren't always convenient to Western Massachusetts. So,
Northampton, Amherst,
you know,
Lennox.
so I just was asking you, how does a library such as ours say, geez, next year would you consider having your program at at our library.
You would send that to Maura Didi at the trustees.
Okay,
Well, she handles the trustee issues, I guess you would say, for the MBLC.
okay, so,
And then if she replies, yes, they would consider that, then when do you get involved in the
Yeah.
process? That's what I'd like to know.
or-
I don't know. I honestly do
So-
not know.
so-
This is something we could look into,
Yeah.
but I have no idea how the process goes for that because it's not really something I've ever been a part of.
yeah,
Yeah.
So if it's something that you think you would want to host something here in the future, I can ask
yeah,
the MBLC how you would go about with that
yeah.
process.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
because
know,
it would be
this-
nice to have something this side of the river.
Yeah,
They consider Northampton and Amherst local for us.
Really?
Absolutely. That's as close as you're gonna get. Lennox? Yeah.
but
But,
I know-
mean,
I
but
know
they
it's gonna
rotate.
go-
They do rotate it, but Northampton and Amherst are local offices.
We understand that, but
Which
maybe
one
it could
did
be
I
more
go to?
local.
Yeah.
Which one was that? It was towards Northampton and Amherst. I can't remember. It was the last one I attended. Maybe about,
Sunderland?
it was Sunderland.
Sunderland?
That's where it was. And
Mm-hmm.
I gave you the paperwork for all that, right? To read, Michael?
Well,
Didn't I,
I
give you?
don't think
Did
so.
I give you? No. Okay.
well,
I
I think
remember
it
it
could
was
be more
Sunderland, that's
local
right.
than local.
Well, I thought
I
that
just
was
remember
far.
about,
It is
I
far.
will say-
It was far.
Yeah, it's far.
I went to one about 5 years ago, and it was in Wilbraham, and that's why I'm
Yes, I
looking
went
to,
to a
I'm
Wilbraham one too, I
looking to
believe.
kind of try to swing it back this way too.
Yeah, I went to a Wilbraham one too, now that you're
You know,
saying that. I
because-
think I went with you.
Yeah, that's
I know I did.
and because they're held in the evening, sometimes that's to
It's a-
drive the distance, or if
Right.
you're by yourself or what have you. I just was looking for that
Right.
and
Don't
so
want old
forth.
people on the road
So
in the dark.
I don't know how far in advance they have these things scheduled,
I don't know.
and so
If you serve prime rib, you'll get them on this side of the river.
No food cost increase.
no. Okay. Then that was an item that I had a question about, and maybe we can follow up on that with
Yeah.
I'll
more.
report back at a future meeting.
Okay, that sounds good. And then I have that the MBLC board itself is meeting on Thursday, September 5th, up at our local Forbes Library in
Oh,
Northampton.
Forbes.
But that's like 10 o'clock in the morning to noon.
Okay, so what date is that?
It's Thursday, September 5th. And that's if you want to, I guess, observe like
September 5th.
an MBLC
Thursdays are
meeting,
not the days.
you know? But it kind of, you get to meet who some of these commissioners are and so forth. And,
Okay.
that's if you're interested and you have the time to do
And
it. I
that was
just wanted to
September
let you
5th?
know.
Golf morning.
Yeah, golf morning. That takes care of her.
Yeah.
It was in Northampton.
That's my
thank
lead
you.
day.
Yeah.
That's my second lead.
So, I've been contacting senators and our representatives and so forth. And I did receive communication, or did receive that the House side, the Massachusetts House, has approved a budget with increases in it for the libraries. So now, just like it goes from the House side to the Senate,
side.
then the Senate does their thing and so forth.
then
So
the governor vetoes
yeah,
or
and
accepts.
yes. So I just was saying, since the House has been, pretty, they were definitely taking our
Recommendations. Tom.
yeah, it might be a good time once again to contact our state senator,
Senators, yes.
Senator Eric Lesser.
Yes.
It's like who's one of the co-chairs for
Oh, the Ways and Means. Is it
the-
Ways and Means?
the library. He's a co-chair for the
Oh, really?
down at the State House.
Yeah.
So what happens is it might be a good idea, just refresh his mind. We're come help out.
And we're watching that budget.
Yeah,
closely.
we're watching that budget, and the House seems to have heard our call. So I hope the Senate can continue that. Then let's see. I wanted to, also let you know, with regards to, I did get a letter back from our congressman from Washington, D.C., Senator Markey, with regards to the federal support for the Institute of Museum and Library Services. And that's what provides the grant funding for the LISTA, LS.
Yeah, LSTM.
Yep, which is
Grant.
the Library Services and Technology
Technologies
Act and so forth. So he certainly has signed, he said, multiple appropriation letters for fiscal 2020 with a request for robust funding for the IMLS. And also looked on the website, and Elizabeth Warren has also signed on and so forth.
So both of our senators have supported.
Yeah, so just gotta keep contacting them,
So
let them know.
They can tell their colleagues,
Yep.
hey, this is something that.
Yep, and then relating to
More
that,
Republicans to read.
relating to that in a way that
Yes, you do.
if you remember, there was the Trustee Institute that took place on Saturday, April 27th in Worcester.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so,
yeah.
what happened is I did not attend. However, I did get information from there. And one of the things I thought was interesting, and I'm going to forward the email that came to me to you so that you can also click on and see the slide presentations that were presented, because it's really excellent. And it kind of, the program was about advocacy and the importance of grassroots advocates and so forth. And one of the slides was how many comments on social media is enough for a congressional office to pay attention. Okay?
Yeah, how much?
So it turns out to be 32 comments on one subject, because what happens is, it says in 2014 survey of staffers, 78% said that social media posts from multiple constituents affiliated with a specific group or cause would have some or a lot of influence if their member was undecided on an issue. So what happens is if you post something on social media and somebody else picks up on it, and then it kind of multiplies. So if it starts off with 32, like 32 people, we'll say, that are all interested.
And then they figure so many aren't going to put themselves forward and comment. But if there were already 32 who are willing to do that,
Yes.
then it's exponentially more that will that really want that.
Yeah, and it shows.
That's
Because
how
it branches
Yeah,
off.
one of
like a
the I
chain.
asked that of one of the congressmen or senators. I think it was Eric Wester maybe, and that's how they explained it.
So it's 32.
Yeah.
My
so,
guess was 13.
So we have more friends than 32.
That was my guess.
Yeah.
Way low.
Right.
I have a question for all the trustees regarding the legislative updates. Do all of you get the same emails that, because I know I signed everyone up for the trustee emailing list. Do you need me to do that again for you?
I think so. I don't. Well, we got a more Didi, so that would be
That would be
I
her.
get them.
Yeah, I
from
get
her,
them.
Yeah, I
too.
get. I
Yeah.
get
Okay, so you are being.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as
Okay, I
it's
just
more
wanted to make
Didi,
sure I
right?
didn't need to.
If
'cause
there's no one else.
It's a site that I have to log in as the director to then sign you up. You
I
can't.
got you.
No, we're getting them.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Great.
got one from you.
Originally, it was going to my junk.
Spam?
Yes, my junk, because I didn't have her as one of my contact individuals, so it
Oh.
wasn't going to my
Is that
inbox
how it
originally.
goes to spam if it's not your contact?
I had to put the
It
way
depends on
mine,
your settings for your email.
Oh,
It-
okay.
It's something you can control.
I think I
so
controlled it. I didn't know I did. The technological wizard that I am.
and one of the other items, or a couple items, I'm sorry. But anyways, also with the slides that we're talking about, use the annual report to constantly remind the public what the library does, such as how many people come through the doors,
Exactly.
how many items were checked out, how many programs were held. You know, it gives people a better idea of what they're getting for their money, you know, and so forth.
Plus, they like to be where the popular people go.
Yeah. So I think these slides from that particular program
Were very well
were excellent. Of course, I think everything that's done by the library and people associated
But
with it is
the
excellent.
MDLC does do a really good job.
You know, so anyways, and then last but not least, I thought that you might like to see, and I'm going to pass this along to you. It's called Roles and Responsibilities Guidelines, and it kind of has a topic, and it breaks it down between what the library director does, the library board does, and the Friends roles, and so forth. So
That's good to have.
I thought it was good, and I thought that it also is kind of an introduction to, I've been speaking or mentioning the memorandum of understanding between the Friends
Yep.
and so forth. So,
Each unit.
yep.
So where did you get that from?
What this? It's just I pulled it up out of one
It's
of
on the
my
United
old,
for Libraries website.
Yeah.
Yes, United, right.
you know, so I pulled it out of one of my old.
I'm sure.
But it is available online
It
at the
is.
American Library Association trustee
Yep.
Part of
group,
it.
and that's called United for Libraries.
Yeah,
It's available on there.
And
Yeah.
they passed that out actually at the
Yeah.
last meeting I attended in Sunderland.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. And so I've also included
Which is nice.
a page from the trustees handbook with regards to, you know, we should have a memorandum of understanding, so you don't think, you know, oh, here she goes again, you know, she's just
Right.
pulling something like a
Right.
rabbit out of a hat. And a sample of a memorandum of understanding, so that you can see for yourselves what I'm referring to. This is something that came to my attention years that, you know, like 2015, 2016. And I just thought that if it seemed important, it was important enough then, but it just wasn't the right time to move forward on the memorandum of understanding, but I thought maybe we'd be able to do something.
I think that's something maybe we should, you know, tackle in the next couple months,
Yep, yep,
especially considering who's here from on the board and with Friends.
yep.
We're in a unique position with our, you know, our influence.
Mhm.
I mean, my wife is in the Friends.
Yep,
You
Oh.
two are in the Friends, and then we're all on the board. So
Yep.
it's like I think we should be able to put that together.
yeah,
If you like what we've put together, that's even better. So
yeah.
Well, I'll
she'd
review
have,
it, and the
yeah,
town
I mean,
accountant will have to review it as well.
yes, yeah, she'd have to, I mean, she certainly would have to have the input, and she has the knowledge and so forth. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention. I have mentioned it to the Friends as well, so they know about it, and so they can look at it from their side of it as well, because it's a give and take kind of thing.
Yep. So
you know?
this is the one from Connecticut, but they have one from Mass too.
Well, that's,
right?
yeah, that was
Yeah.
I've not seen one from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
This is the one that's always,
always, yeah,
There's not one there from Massachusetts?
I
no,
never noticed that.
yeah,
because it applies to,
Yeah,
yeah.
Everybody.
yeah, right.
In Massachusetts, the information is just contained in your handbook.
Okay.
You know, it's just not a
Okay.
handy chart.
So they didn't do the
Yeah.
handy dandy chart?
no, they didn't do the chart, but I like the chart.
I do like the chart too. Yeah, it's all laid out right there.
Well, I think it's a great visual.
Yeah, it is.
So, anyways, so is there anything else anybody else would, has on their mind?
We covered quite a lot of ground.
All right. All right then.
I make a motion, oh, do you want a
Okay,
motion?
so all I wanted to do was just remind everybody that our next meeting is Wednesday, June 19th at 6 p.m.
Okay,
And at this point, we certainly
can you make a motion?
motion to adjourn the meeting.
I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:05.
And I'll second it.
Thank you, Michael.
That's my job. I'm the second. I'm the seconder.
Seconder.
I-
She's writing everything down, so it's hard for Melody.
All right. So, we're all in favor?
Aye.
Nobody's opposed. All right, meeting is adjourned.